Sexual trauma is a multi layered trauma because of the circumstances that, although there may be similarities, are quite unique. Also, the relationships that are involved and the relationships that are impacted. Your entire sense of self is destroyed, and putting back the pieces can be a very challenging process, and one that the victim, in the individual who has experienced it, feels quite ill-equipped to have to undertake. So a support system is very, very important. And those who are meant to support us are often involved in one way or another, are also very often reeling from the impact of the experience in their own ways. So whilst you might want them to support you, to be your strength, to be your place of comfort, to be your safe space, to be your countenance, to help you find your way back to self, or to a sense of self that now is completely new to you, but one that you can live with, you may find that they are also ill-equipped. Very often the perpetrators of these attacks are within the family, within the friend groups. So victims are left to feel alone, vulnerable, exposed, and helpless. It is the type of trauma that impacts your entire life. It doesn't matter how old you get. Every now and then an experience, a trigger, will propel you all the way back to that very age. We have many adults who are still walking around at the emotional age where they've experienced that trauma, trying to live adult lives and manage the responsibility of their adult lives and build lives that hopefully they are deserving of. But it is not easy. It becomes a lifelong undertaking. In the relationship with your body, in the relationship with your world, in the relationships with your family, in the relationships with lovers, in the concepts and the constructs around partnerships, men, women, and who you are ultimately, and how deserving and worthy you are of support and love and safety. Your entire world implodes and explodes simultaneously. There is not enough awareness, there is not enough space for recovery, there is not enough support. Your entire support group will need to be guided. They will need the guidance, the tools, the awareness, to be able to know how to hold space for you and themselves through the process. Because we all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be free. But what happens as a victim of sexual assault trauma is that you live and wake into a new day every day, and you're still experiencing yourself as if you're right back there when it happened. For some of us, like myself, it could have happened or taken place over a long period of time, years even, where the abuse is perpetuated over and over and repeated over and over. And you can find yourself stuck in a cycle like I did, where you re-traumatize yourself unintentionally. So I've spent most of my adult life supporting and facilitating people to find well-being and healing. I was born gifted. I'm a channel, a medium, so I have been guiding people spiritually towards healing the soul. Everything is rooted in the soul. And as a spiritual life coach and a spiritual guide, I have been fortunate to be able to embark on my own hero's journey to discover how one finds one's way back to self after a life-altering traumatic experience, such as sexual assault. And even though I didn't believe, or parts of me wondered if it was even possible and believed that it wasn't, there was another part of me that was adamant that it was. And I've found peace, and I've regained my life, and I've recovered from victimhood. I've recovered from being stuck in an endless loop and being continuously in victimhood as a result of my attacker. And so I've decided to create a course in recovery to make it affordable for loved ones who are part of the support group of someone who has experienced something as horrific as sexual assault. Loved ones and families to be able to equip them with an understanding, a deep understanding of what it means to create safe spaces, what it means to hold sacred space, what it means to be part of the solution and not the problem. To help them to reach deep inside and to find that it is possible for us to create a community that normalizes well-being, that are not constantly stuck in cycles and behaviors that we've inherited that are toxic and part of the problem. That in holding space for someone through their healing, we too can heal and give space to our own personal power, and as a community together be liberated. And also for the individual who feels like they will never be whole. The Course in Recovery provides insights, perspectives, awareness, tools, techniques, a safe, sacred space, a support group of sorts for everyone affected by these unspoken, unacknowledged monsters that often live in our homes. And at the Healed podcast, we do case studies where we discuss interviews with pedophiles, also known as minor attracted, to take a journey into who they are, what makes them, what influences some of their choices, how they think, and how they infiltrate our homes. They're our brothers, fathers, husbands, lovers, friends. They're predominantly men, but they're also women. And their criminology, their violence thrives in our ignorance. Ignorance. This is a fight against ignorance. And a space that offers more love and support and awareness. If you want to be a part of this movement, click on the link below. We look forward to building a community of recovery with you.